The March on Washington told a story that will live on forever. Dr. King would say from time to time, there's not anything more powerful than the marching feet of a determined people. I think America, for the first time, hundreds and thousands and millions of America, learn about the feeling, the hopes, the dreams, and aspirations of a people and of a nation.
By the forces of our demand, our determination, and our numbers, we shall splinter the segregated South into 1,000 pieces and put them together in the image of God and democracy. We must say, wake up, America, wake up, for we cannot stop, and we will not and cannot be patient.
In 1963, Bayard Rustin asked me to be the transportation coordinator of the march. I understood that it was a fantastic event. And I think we were all euphoric in the sense that the mood of the march was that of the beloved community. And I think we all had the feeling that progress was really possible, and we felt very hopeful, and we felt like there was a major success. We had all stood and screamed when Dr. King made the I Have a Dream speech. Did we understand the implications of that speech and how long it would go on? No, I don't think so. But we were incredibly pleased with what had happened.
50 years ago, a great American in whose symbolic shadow we stand today signed the Emancipation Proclamation.
Well, the March on Washington in 1963 in August is drawing upon the anniversary of emancipation without a question. All over the United States, and especially in the South, Americans were commemorating, and some said celebrating, the Civil War centennial. And when Martin Luther King in the I Have a Dream speech uses all those metaphors about the red clay of Georgia, and he mentions Stone Mountain, and he draws upon what it means to be a Southerner, to be black and to be white and be a Southerner, he is trying in his beautiful poetic way to say to the country, there's a different South. There's a different trajectory, there's a different story, there's a different narrative, and we are part of that narrative. We, being African Americans, are part of that narrative. It is not just the Confederate South that ought to be commemorated here.
But not only that, let freedom ring from Stone Mountain of Georgia. Let freedom ring from Lookout Mountain of Tennessee. Let freedom ring from every hill and molehill of Mississippi, from every mountainside. Let freedom ring, and when this happens...
Oh, it has all the things that poetry's made of. The speech has the cadence, it has repetition, it has those things that make poetry memorable, which makes it also memorable.
Free at last, free at last. Thank God Almighty, we are free at last.
I think that the March on Washington, for people of my generation, is still a singular event. It seemed to me growing up that I might as well have been there, even though I wasn't. That's how much the imagery of the day, of the march, has influenced my thinking about the world and my place in it.
I was 12 years old when the March on Washington occurred. I watched it on a small black and white TV screen in the basement of my house in East Elmhurst, Queens, New York. As a northern young guy looking at this, it made me feel that there were possibilities, that the nation was going to be in a different place as a result of the march, and that was going to have a direct impact on the possibilities that I, as a young boy in Queens, was going to have. It is difficult to raise questions of race, except in the historical context. We can look back and talk about it and see great progress or issues that were relevant in the 19th century, the 20th century. But when we deal with 21st century concerns, contemporary concerns, those are still difficult for us. And unless we have that kind of really fulsome dialogue and really are free to speak our minds and argue about these kinds of things in a respectful way, the kind of progress that we need is going to be difficult to achieve.
The March on Washington set something in motion that cannot be denied, and there cannot be any turning back. There may be some interruptions, some delays, but you're on your way. You will get there. We will create a more perfect union.